Welcome to John's Bourbon and Bag Reviews, where it's four baggers or four fingers of bourbon. Either way, you'll win. Today is a very special episode. We got some amazing bourbon going on and some bags. Let's go ahead and here's Angel's Envy Bourbon. It is a very unique bourbon. It is still made in Kentucky, in Louisville, Kentucky. It is finished in port wine cask, so it has a little bit more of a copper tone to it, and it makes the flavor unique. The nice thing about Angel's Envy, it kind of got its name from the 5% of spirits that are lost during the 6-year distillery process. You lose about 5% of your bourbon, so they call that the angel share. Thus, Angel's Envy was born. My buddy at Swag Bags, Chauncey, said Angel's Envy's his favorite. It took me a little bit to find it. I had to get it imported in from South Carolina by my buddy Bill. But as far as this, it appears to be a very, very unique and very special bourbon. And the distiller master, Lincoln Henderson, the nice thing about him, he also distilled a couple other bourbons that you might know of. Gentleman Jack and also Woodford Reserve were part of his initial bourbons that he distilled. So let's go ahead and crack this open. See, first time opening it. Oh, it smells wonderful. You get a little vanilla, you get a little maple syrup there, a little bit of fruit as well. So let's pour it on the rocks here. And just let it settle there. As you can see, I have my Yellowstone new rocks glass that my wife got me since we got into the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. Go ahead and give this one a taste. The uniqueness of this one is when it hits your palate, you kind of get a little bit of the sweetness build up from the maple syrup, a little bit of that vanilla. Then you have a little bit of chocolate bitters there towards the end. And then when it sits on your palate, it's almost very warming, very smooth, almost like a really sweet sit on your palate, which a lot of bourbons, you either get a really, really good burn to it or you get a little bit of that sweetness. This one just sits there like it's, oh man, it is delicious. That is probably going to be in my top 5. It's hard for me between this and my Prohibition as my favorite, but the uniqueness of the port, the uniqueness of the flavor, the taste, oh man, that's a real winner there. I enjoy that one. If you guys can find it, typically a bottle of this is about $50, which is great for kind of the way it's made. They're small casks, so they only make about 8 to 12 barrels at a time. And if you ever want to look on the side here, it tells you the barrel and what bottle was made from the barrel, which is really nice. So let's get to the bags. I got a message from Swag Bags that they had a new resin coming out and they wanted to get me a bag and see what I thought about them. What I'm going to tell you is these are the Shazam. As you can see, the Shazam is there kind of 4.5 on the back, about an 8 on the front. I would call them almost like a surefire version. A lot of bag companies come out with this, the Typhoon. There's a number of different bag makers that make this, but kind of what this one, I will tell you this much, the uniqueness of this bag, as you can see, has a very good flop to it. It has that a little bit, not a huge template, but it has a good stitch here. The seams are good, the corners, the way it feels in your hand, the flopness, both sides. I just washed these, and then I found out the corners weren't really getting broke in, so I put a little conditioner on the corners, washed it out, and then threw them in the dryer, and have thrown them about a week and a half to 2. and they are getting where their money. I feel like they speeded it up since I really broke them in and threw them. They tend to get a little faster, so I almost say it's a 5. But as far as swag bags, if you look on the Facebook page, they said they updated a resin and they really knocked it out of the park. This resin's that really small bead, melt in the hole. It just feels great in your hand. Also, when you throw, I can't think of, the big things coming out from that company. They got the shimmy coming out from Mike Harvey Jr. They're the only company I can think of that had somebody sign with them, and they specifically made a bag just for that player. So let's go see how they throw, and let's go to the boards. How's that sound? All right, we're out in the backyard with the boards. The nice thing about these boards, it's warm today, so the boards are playing a little fast. So you kind of get to see how the bags react, kind of an indoor session, kind of how it would be just in non-humid, warm conditions. Some of these bags with that material on the back, when it does get a little colder, a little humid, they tend to slow down. But that's when you switch bags. That's why you have a lot of bags in go bag. So let's get to throwing. And as you can see, these kind of like the boards. They're a little quick today, which I like. So see what I can do about getting some in today. Just spread it out. But it's beautiful out here. You can't beat the weather. 70 degrees almost, sunny. And nothing better than sipping some bourbon and throwing some bags. And what you'll notice is these bags will track and slide in. I might be able to get that one to come in by just throwing it in there. But I kind of pinned it there. So I kind of tried to throw it low and hard and tried to grab it. I could have tried to airmail it, but with how pinned the bag was there, it would have been hard to kind of grab it and pull it back in. But they run pretty true if you get it online. My secret's trying to make sure I find it online. And the distance today. Just kind of throwing it here and there. Always forget about getting on camera. It's a struggle some days. Some days are better than others. These feel really good. I like the way they feel in your hand. The new resin's amazing. And what they're doing with their bags. If you bought their old bags with the old resin, and now you want to try the new resin with your new bags, they'll go ahead and get that back. So for $39.99, a new set of bags, which you cannot beat. See how that was already hanging there and it fell. Got a little push, almost pulled it in, and the next bag pulled it in. So even with them being a little slower, the 4.5 with these board conditions, they're running probably a 5 to 5.5 with the warmer boards. That one I got to slide up from the beginning, just the way of throwing it. Sometimes I like having that red stripe there, sometimes I don't. Airmail drag right there. I just went for it. You can airmail these, drag them, do anything you want with these bags. I love them. These are my go-to bags on Tuesday night now. As long as the boards aren't too cold and humid, and they're pretty quick, you can definitely see me throwing these. Can't believe it didn't grab it. So been throwing mostly slow side, did a couple fast sides, but what I'm gonna do now is just throw all fast sides so you can see that 8 material. And what I'm gonna do is try to lock these a little bit more so I control them a little bit better. And if they sniff the hole, they'll go in. Oh, John, hate when I do that, because I know when I throw it, it comes out wrong. And they are quick. You'll notice they coming back down this way, how much quicker they are, just based upon how I loft it, just to try to get them to stay on the board. I don't loft them a little bit, they'll go running off pretty quick, nearly hit my wife. So I don't want to do that today. That was just a weak throw. Trying to loft it too much, just stop throwing. See how that just kind of touched it? Didn't really need to be in this dead center hole. It dragged back in. I didn't like the way that looked, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one more down the back, just throwing fast, and then see what we can do about finishing here. See what happens. Don't go, Bill. Ah! Knew it when I looked it out. Daggone it, John. There you go, that's how you come back. Okay, there. Ah! Knocked it back one. They are quick going down the fast side. And that's why it's all been on the fast side today. Always. Guarantee probably won a video. Especially if it's on fast side. See how that just took off? And I just do that lofted it. It barely hung on. Zoomed off. Try to do a little airmail there just for heck and fun. So, daggone enjoying this. Gotta do maybe one more down back. We'll see how this goes. See if we get different conditions as well. Push it for the four bagger. Boom! Oh man, that is what I'm talking about right there. Throw it in, you throw a blocker, you push it in, you replace, and then you clean it up for the four bagger. Been working on that forever. Daggone it, John. Try to throw that airmail, hold it to the left. Hey, I got 2 airmails on video today, so it's 2 for 3. I'll take 67% any day on these. So I want to let you know, as you can see, I'm wearing a swag bag t-shirt and the bags. Bags are usually $59.99, $9.99 shipping. They get out quickly. As far as an ACL bag and quality, you're gonna have a hard time matching these. T-shirts, $14.99. Amazing deal on those. Comfortable, soft t-shirt. The hats, I might have to get with Chauncey about that. So he gave me a little hookup on the hat. But I love swag bags. I can't wait to see what they're coming out with the shimmy, the Shazam's hot, the Ruby. Man, I can't wait to do the Ruby review. That one is a fast bag, people. But hey, we have a great time here throwing bags on the boards, and please like and subscribe, and please go out and support Swag Bags and Chauncey. You guys have a great day, and see you on the boards.